Today, I thought we could chat a little bit about the journals that I currently have because I feel like I've reached a pretty good place in terms of the ones that I have in rotation now, especially since I've set up my journal that I'm going to be using for the catalysts and curiosities prompts. I normally have a few on the go, but I feel like they've each kind of got a distinct purpose now, and so I wanted to show you and just talk you through a little bit the ones that I'm using because I really like to see the journals that other people are using. So I have 4 journals here. So as a quick overview, I have a Camel Traveler's Notebook here. This is in the standard size, and I have 2 inserts in here and also the folder with the little zip compartment that I'll show you in a minute. Then I have a junk journal here. So this is actually repurposed from a paint chart like sample booklet that you get in like B&Q. So it just came as, hold on, I'll show you this way, this will make more sense. So it came as one of these, you know, and they have all of the different colours on it. And what I did was I actually collaged onto it and also sewed little signatures into all of the places where there were the folds here. So it's kind of like 6 signatures, and it's a really interesting size obviously because it's such a skinny journal. So I've been working in this for well over a year now, so this one has sort of stayed in the rotation. I then have this one, which is just a no-sew junk journal, and then I also have my Hobonichi. This is the A6 size. So I will start with the Traveler's Notebook. So like I said, I've got a couple of inserts in here, and I've been using my Traveler's Notebook. I've had this for a good few years and I've never really like stuck with it. I feel like I've always like dipped in and out of it as a system. I also have a smaller one, like I have the passport size one as well in the brown, but I've never really found my groove with using the smaller size, even though I do like smaller journals. So like I said, I've got 2 inserts within here. The first one is the junk journal that I made for the catalysts and curiosities prompts themselves. So there's all sorts of different papers that I'm going to be using to respond to the different prompts as we go through them. And so I'll leave a link down below if you want to see how this journal came together. Like I just put all sorts of different papers within it and did like patchwork pages as well. So a little bit similar to the accordion journal where you take the different scraps and kind of put it together that way. So that's going to be really fun to work in this journal. And then sort of around it, I've got one of the zipper pouches, which again, I've also had this for quite a while. I think I got it sort of around the same time as I actually got the Traveler's Notebook itself. And so I've got just like some random papers and bits within the little envelope folder here. So just like some washi tape and different papers. And then I've been putting little things just in the pockets there. And then I don't know if I have anything in the zipper folder. Maybe I do. Oh, I do. Okay. I have some papers in here as well. And also like some stickers and things. So just using that as maybe like whenever I think, oh, I want to use something potentially within a journal page, I'll just sort of keep it in here, and that's really good, especially for on the go as well. So that's the little pouch, and then in the back I've just got a plain dot grid notebook. So this insert is from Note and Wish. I really love the cover, and I just decided to round the corners of it because I love to round the corners of all my journals. And so I'm just using this as a notebook. So I'm just jotting down the prompts for this project that I'm working on. So I'm kind of having notes in here and then working on it in here. So this is kind of then all contained, because I feel like that was something that I struggled with the Traveler's Notebook, is that I never really gelled with the idea of having like, you know, one insert for this thing and then another insert for something different. Like it all felt a little bit disjointed, I think, to me. The journals are actually like related to each other, I think just makes a bit more sense in my brain. So I'm excited to see how this format works. But of course, if I'm not feeling it, then the prompts are flexible enough that I can work in other journals as well. So it's a good job that I have my other journals that I can be working in. So I'm definitely not, confining myself to just working in this journal. I might also dip into these. So like I said, this one is upcycled from a paint chart or a paint sample booklet, whatever you want to call it. And then I've sewn in the individual signatures. So this has all sorts in it. I mean, I've been like tipping things in and just going to town with all of the different collage as I've been like constructing the papers. So it's been really fun to just work on this at that slower pace and try out different techniques. And it's also really fun to obviously work on the different format as well. So this is kind of like a little bit more artsy with like, some painting and things, but it's, I guess, I don't know, a little bit of a hybrid of like a junk journal slash art journal, but mostly collage, and obviously not writing or anything. Like I've done some quotes and things, and I think as I've been going through it, I've definitely left space for adding quotes into this, but I've just been decorating it. So you can see here, I love the way that it like lays flat. Hold on, let me just move everything out of the way. So you can work across multiple pages at once. So I'll leave a link down below to the playlist if you want to watch me working within this journal and also like constructing it from the beginning. But yeah, it's just so interesting to work on these pages and have these mini little signatures as well. I think the style of journal that inspired this, I think it's called like a flip-flop journal or something like that. One of those ones where you have the envelopes and then you kind of like have the different signatures and then you kind of do the same, like you flip and then you flop, I think is the thinking behind it. So I've still not decided what I want to do with the back of this journal, like whether I'm going to just collage over it or whether I'm going to also do like more signatures, but I don't know whether that'll make it too bulky. Something I am considering though is potentially cutting this in half, so taking this section here and then chopping it here just to make two separate journals, because like I said, I've been working on this for like well over a year, like obviously not all at once, but dipping in and out, and I've been really loving it. But I think it would be nice to potentially just cut it and then have at least like one finished piece and then move on to the second part. But I'm also not really happy with the cover. So this is like the second cover that it's had. Originally it was the same as this, but with a collage on the front, but it still felt too dark. So I decided to cover it, and like it looks nice, but I just don't think it's a cover. So I'm not quite sure. We might have to rethink that one again, and maybe it'll be third time lucky. The next journal that I have is very similar to this actually. So these are kind of the same, but this is a slightly different format. So that's why I'm counting it as something slightly different. So this is more of the like traditional, just no-sew journals. So hold on, have I got this upside down? No. Okay, so yeah, this is just a more traditional no-sew journal in the fact that it's just flat, like it doesn't have any of the extra signatures in, and I've only done a few bits in terms of like adding collage to this. I haven't done a huge amount to this at all really, so this one is definitely one that I want to start working in and adding to the different pages. So yeah, I guess these two kind of go together as a little pair. So I guess for these ones, they are more anything goes with the junk journaling and the art journaling, whereas this one will slightly have a bit more of a theme in terms of the prompts. So these are like fully just like playgrounds, I suppose, for working in. And then lastly, I thought I would show you a little bit, just because I always get questions of where does all the writing go for my journaling, because I know that obviously written journaling is a big part of using our journals for a lot of us, and for many reasons, like I don't really want it included with my junk journal, art journal style anyway, because I don't quite think that it goes with the stuff that I make. And then I also don't really want to broadcast it on the internet for obvious reasons. This is a journal that I'm happy to show you the cover of and how chunky it gets, but it's not really one that I want to open up and page through. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love people who share their flip throughs of their Hobonichis, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that personally. But I do really like decorating the cover of these Hobonichis. And just in case you're wondering, because obviously this doesn't have one of the covers on it, it does normally have a plastic cover, but as you can see, it's glaring with my ring light, so I decided to take it off. So normally it is protected in one of these covers, and this is the MD notebook cover, but it fits the Hobonichi perfectly, which is really nice, because I did have one of the Hobonichi like fabric covers, but I just found it like really bulky for an A6 journal. Like I wanted to keep it quite like streamlined, even though these do get very chunky. Hold on, let me maybe see if I can show you one page just to give you an example of the type of journaling that I do within these. So here we go. So this page was one that I actually did at my friend Salam did a junk journaling meetup. And so this was the page that I worked on whilst I was there. So this is the kind of thing that I do in my Hobonichis. Not always with photos, but Kia, who you might know as Kia Creates, was there, and it was so lovely to meet her as well that day. But she brought a little printer, she was so prepared, and so we printed off a little picture of us all at the little meetup. So yeah, I did like a little tip in. I do quite a lot of those, and just like little like collagey bits with my washi tape, so much more like just stationery. And then there are like loads of pages that are literally just like the writing. So to be honest, even though like I love notebooks, like they're not really that interesting, I don't think, to look at anyway, so you're not missing a huge amount. Like all my pages aren't decorated like this, but it's kind of a nice little memory keeping for certain things. So yeah, there's a little sneak peek into my Hobonichi. But yeah, where all the writing goes, it goes in here, and I don't share it on YouTube or Instagram or anything like that. So these are the 4 journals that I am currently using. I know I asked in my last video what journals you're all using at the moment, and it seems like lots of you are also using multiple journals, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this peek into my current journal setup, and I'll see you in the next one.